Thank you so much for that, Blue. Once again, Jamerson joined by Insomnia over here. It is going to be Top Gun facing off against Luminosity. Now, they did the predictions over there on the analyst desk. What are you expecting out of this match?
We talked about this outside during the break, and actually, I'm going for the upset. I think that Top Gun can actually pull this off. They've been so strong in previous lands, and these guys look confident outside. I can see in their eyes, they're hungry for this, and with LG being a little bit rusty lately at DreamHack and their performance at some of the ECS things, I think the Top Gun can actually upset. I'm going something like 16-13 Top Gun.
16-13 Top Gun. I'm going to go with 16-8 for Luminosity. Honestly, I'm feeling they're going to, this is a much different environment for them at this point, right? It's not a land like DreamHack where you fly out to Texas and yeah, it looks like we're getting into the match. It's going to be Top Gun starting off on the CT side here on Overpass. Luminosity will be, of course, on the terrorist side. Now we do have a kit on Huckleberry with some armor and some utility coming out from them already. James playing a little aggressively, just trying to spot out anyone over at Fountain. Didn't really catch much, but he did immediately fall back over to the washrooms.
I'm liking the setup from the terrorist side of Luminosity. Keeping things very spread out, watching for any aggression. Still have plenty of time to go back and get that ball, but Shiz, he comes on in. That's James IRL looking the wrong way. It's going to be an opening pick for Luminosity to start things off here.
Now, they've got a minute 15 seconds to work with, so they can rotate this on over. Bomb still over at T-spawn there. Now they're starting to get the nades on outs over by Connector. They're pushing in 2 from short here, so they might catch them out, but great angle being held by Frosty, along with Jammin here. Now Shiz with the second kill of this round, but it's going to be Jammin with that one tap, taking him out. Now it's a 2v2. Bomb hasn't gone down yet. Jammin comes in, cleaned that up. It's going to be Top Gun outgunning Luminosity here in the first pistol round.
Jammin steady as a rock with that USP, making every bullet count. Just popping some heads there. I didn't expect it to be like opening round kind of dominance like that, but they are looking solid. Immediately, Jammin's going to pick up the scout. We've seen him do some amazing stuff with this, UMPs and M4 and the rest of the squad. Meanwhile, Luminosity, 3 smokes, Tech 9s, and Deagles. So they are looking to get right back into this, and I would not be surprised if it happens. Showtime, going to be the first point of contact. He spots the shoulder, throws a couple bullets out, but doesn't line anything up. Takes a little bit of damage for his trouble.
He does bait out a few nades there, fortunately. And so I would say an effective trade overall for Luminosity as they try to push in. They got to get as many nades out of the hands of Top Gun here before they commit.
True.
They've got some smokes. They've got 3 on the side of LG. 3 members already pushing over through Long. Might have gotten spotted out by Jammin, who does have that scout. He's playing it over at Long.
Yeah, surprisingly, Top Gun still holding pretty far back. As they know that a lot of noise has been made over there, I kind of expected someone to push it over in towards construction, which is where Destiny is heading right now. Pre-fires the angle, throws a couple shots through the plywood, not going to land anything though. 58 seconds left in the round. They're trying to make some noise, draw some stuff out here. Shiz, meanwhile, off screen, he gets a nice 1 dig over onto Jammin. He was the one who pretty much saved the round, the pistol round for Top Gun. Smokes are going to be lined up though, and it looks like it's going to be a nice heavy A execute. All 5 remaining players. Luminosity coming in against the 2 that are holding on a Top Gun, and they are immediately tagged up. Showtime gets a nice one-hit shot on Frosty. EKL gets one as well, but James, he comes in. Huckleberry pushing through the smoke. He gets tagged immediately, put right down.
Oh, man, that was so unfortunate. If Top Gun had just maybe backed off, give him a little space, go for this retake. James was on this nice lurk. He had pushed his way through Connector there, and there we go. Picks up a second kill. Is it going to be enough? No. With that recovered M4, PKL will finish off that round, tying it up 1-1 here.
A lot of damage done, but couldn't quite get those last 3 kills, so yeah, immediately reset. Economy's not looking good for Top Gun, but I would imagine they're going to force right back into this. It's kind of the play style. And yeah, CZs, Deagles across the board, armor on 4 players, head armor on 3 of those. So not the worst, only going up against 1 SMG where that would really come into account. Let's see what happens. Yell has a good spawn to get out there. Jammin though, trying to make that 1 dig pay off. Did get a little bit of information, but heavily tagged up in the process. Meanwhile, Luminosity slowing things down, sending a player over towards the B side to probably make some noise. There's 1 player holding up close, and that'll be Maverick with the CZ. Shiz slowly creeps on in. Shoulder's been spotted out. Does a lot of damage over into Shiz, and Jammin squeaks by. Finishes off Yell. Maverick opts out. Gets him down. Jammin picks up another one. And it looks like we have a nice back and forth going our way.
I know we were talking about this beforehand. I mean, it is Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Drinko.
Yep.
A lot of people have dubbed it, and we were considering doing shots for like every of these like anti-eco rounds going the wrong way, right? And already it's looking pretty bad for Luminosity here as they're down 4-2. They have regrouped, recovered the bomb, and now it looks like they might rotate out on over. No, they're still peeking over here, over at long. Now they've got 45 seconds left to work with. Options starting to run out on the side of LG.
Fortunately for LG, though, Top Gun was not in a position to go back and get any of those rifles or SMGs that were dropped, so just pistols in their hands. But as they push on over towards A, they are going to be up close and personal, where those pistols can really pay off. But Jamin, he's looking the wrong way. He doesn't have anyone covering that other angle. He's going to get put down by Dusty. Molotov off. One who could be on stairs, but will they imagine that James is right here? Circles around, can't quite line up the CZ shots. Has to reload, pops his head up and gets taken off by Dusty. Now it's down to a 2v2. LG looking very good here, going for some interesting post positions, both on the same angle. Huckleberry, if he spotted that, he could tell his teammate, so they have to rotate over right now. There is no kid, so it has to be a full 10 seconds, so Huckleberry has to stop this. As they go to these angles, Frosty gets the first one, but Showtime answers back, and now it might be too late. Yep, Frosty just going to go try and salvage a weapon, which he does get an AK into his hands. He might just want to try and take the battle with Showtime to take that AK away from him. So far, neither player really dedicating to it. Showtime goes up close. Oh, is he just listening to the No, wait. Survives at 50 HP. So LG managed to pull that one through ever so narrowly.
Yeah, there we go. We're getting to see it from Jamin's angle right there.
Nice.
Nice play
Playing
coming up
off
from
each
both
other.
of them. Yeah, definitely.
So well.
Going for that peak. The timing was just absolutely impeccable coming out from them. Unfortunately, it was enough for the round, but they did trade away. And so the bank of LG not looking the greatest. They were able to keep that AK. And so money situation, not the worst, but not the best for LG at this point.
They did more with less in the second round, so never going to count them out. But as you said, a little bit lacking on the buy. Frostay's position, not going to be the first to be seen as Huckleberry is up close. First point of contact, he does go down. Here's Frosty with the AK to use. Gets to the first one, breaks to even numbers. Spots out the second player and gets the frag. Swings wide, but can't quite line it up, and Showtime's going to get that frag before James takes him back down. And somehow Top Gun pulling out ahead in this. It's all up to Dusty now. 1v3 has the superior firepower, but James just picked up an AK. However, with no body armor, it's going to be the aim punch to factor in here. Bomb not in his hands. He's going to get smoked off for having it. Enough. That may have been an accident, but he is spotted out. Goes wide to go get the bomb, and James is going to take it. 2v2 now. I'm starting to feel a lot more confident about my prediction.
I am so glad we didn't go for that anti-eco round shot.
No, that would have been awful. People would have died, and not just in game.
Yeah. Luckily, pushing forward into the 5th round here. Real back and forth affair, but Top Gun were able to just salvage so many guns off that last round. This is where they can really build up their economy. They are going to be facing off against, once again, another force buy coming out from LG. We got 2 AKs and 2 UMPs. Just going to be Yell on that Tech 9, possibly trying to save up for the first op to come out in this game. No ops quite yet. I mean, it's been back and forth so far. Neither team able to really build up a bank.
Maverick getting damaged somewhere. I believe that must have been sprayed through plywood or something. Or he's having a little battle on the side of bathrooms as a player is starting to encroach. It's going to be Shiz going to duck back down into safety. They're exchanging a little bit of fire. Looks like they might head over towards the B side. As the player, Peak AL, has moved back towards T-spawn to pick up the bomb. So they're leaving their options open, rotating that bomb back over towards restrooms. With a minute left in the half, as Desi tucks himself away over in water here.
Yep, Yell still lurking over here by the bathrooms. But Top Gun playing this a lot more passively than they have so far. Don't want to give anything away. They want to finally be able to secure a round and a proper lead.
That's right.
Up against LG here. Now, Yell trying to make some noise. Let's see. Oh, he gets spotted out, but Maverick wasn't able to connect those shots. He spots one more member. Does he know the numbers behind them there? It's going to be Destiny that comes in, gets the kill onto Maverick, and now they're flooding on to a site here, but Jamin has a nice angle. Unfortunately, pulls out the nade.
Must have been a misclick. James did answer it back, so gets a second one for his troubles. Bomb is planned with 20 seconds left, but just in time. James tries to line up some shots with the smoke. Can't quite get their jumps in. So aggressive with the smoke over Optimus. Gets traded up by Huckleberry. 2v2. Make that a 2v1. Yell, last player alive, and manages to clutch it out with just a Tech 9. Amazing stuff right there. I thought they had lost that for sure. So he's definitely got himself enough money to purchase up a real rifle this round.
Yeah, these
Here's that James shot.
are not clean rounds coming up from either side, and it looks like a lot of the problems that plagued LG during DreamHack might still be prevalent here. And so it might even come down closer. My prediction might be completely wrong, and yours might be on the point at this point. Top Gun, though, trailing by 1 round so far. Once again,
they are getting aggressive, though. Force up once again, and it's going to get punished. Yell takes his head right up. Maverick is up close. They might not expect this, but he's going to get out with a nade in his hand. Thankfully for him, a player does miss, and he's going to be able to tuck himself back away by Party, but he's not getting back there far enough. Gets dinked down, but somehow gets the kill on the shiz before he's taken out by Yell. EKL follows that up with a nice little snipe with that MAC-10. Frosty gets a little bit of information, but he has to have been heard. I'm surprised he's not getting sprayed through the door right now. Top Gun, 2v4, minute 10 left in the round.
Yeah, LG don't have to rush the issue here or press the issue at all. They've got the 2-man advantage. They know they've got better firepower. Destiny! How did you lose that?
I'm amazed right now. So Frosty gets to upgrade to the AK. That's a win right there, if anything. Could go throw that over towards Huckleberry, who has much better health if he wanted to. But for now, they're just going to sit down here in connector. Well, the bomb is actually rotating back towards B, so they're actually in a position. If one of them went up ramp, I can't tell if he's gone up the ladder yet.
Showtime, though. He's about to get the flank onto Huckleberry.
It's a good payoff. Fortunately for Top Gun, door is closed. But once you said a minute ago about how LG kind of falling into the same mistakes, and they were running the clock down way too much at DreamHack, and they're doing the same thing right now. So 23 seconds. They do have enough time to get to the bomb site. Will they expect these players to pop out of construction at this time? Oh, yes, they do. Showtime is going to get that. And as Frosty peeks out, he's going to get put down as well. So yeah, really cutting it close right there.
I mean, at that point, though, Showtime had a lot of information to work with, right? He knew that, like, his members were rotating on back through T-spawn. They didn't spot anyone over at ladder, and so he knew that they were still stuck over there in connector, and so he just waited it out, and that lurk really paid off for him there. So now Luminosity, 4-2. Still, the money situation not the greatest. They've got this really tattered buy coming out, but it's up against just pistols on the side of Top Gun, and they're spread out. They stacked 4 over at long, expecting a push to come out from them, but now it's just an empty site for them. But Frosty gets a 1-for-1 trade as Yell is able to clean that up. Did some damage onto him also, but once again, it's going to be Destiny this time. Just playing that lurk over connector, bringing him down super low. Maverick at 22 HP, pushes forward, but no, Maverick's going to be able to land that headshot. Nice consolation kill for him, as Showtime is now on the hunt.
James, last one alive. Some damage has been done to Yell, so he could try and salvage that, hoping for some sort of an exit frag, but he's pretty far off right now of having any chance of actually winning this round. But still, as the previous rounds have been happening, they keep getting some kills, keep taking money away from Luminosity. If they can keep that economy kind of squandered, it's still way doable. He's actually going to go in here. He doesn't have a kit to do that, but he is going to keep a player here with him, so he might die to the bomb. Can he get away fast enough? Get far enough away, so EKL keep that rifle for the next round. And money has been built up on one of the players, but still looking a little shoddy. There's that first kill by Frosty. Catches Shiz way up in the air before he's answered back.
All right, so now it looks like we're going to actually have our first, like, real rifle round coming out. Neither side really opting for the AWP yet.
Interesting, though.
Yeah, it's just going to be M4s down the line for Top Gun, and they got a decent amount of utility to work with. Luminosity not really bold into this, as we already have Showtime pushing at their construction here. Didn't really spot out anyone, just making some noise. Bomb is still lingering over at T-spawn. Now it's rotating ever so slowly.
One player left. Oh, so they're giving the long at A away so freely right now. And as the rotations come in, there they are. There's that second player was stacked up, never boosted. So now Dusty knows there's one more guy there, and he's about to get flanked on. I believe that was Yell, who gets that kill nice and easy. So now I believe it's just going to be a save. You can't try and retake this when you've invested so much. And oh, Showtime once again on the lurk. He's going to punish them as they try and escape, and he knows there's more to go hunting for as a UMP, so not much to lose, and he is going to lose it. James picking up that frag, so a little bit more damage done to the economy, but right now LG stacked up so many rounds that's not really going to have a whole lot of effect. So going to tuck themselves around over by the Techno Club.
Yeah, they really do want to go hunt for these last guns here. Don't want them bringing in any other firepower. Just get rid of all the threats out of the equation there. He's going to go ahead and flash himself in and Does he expect them to be all the way over at T-spawn? No, he doesn't. It's going to be James that picks up that kill. Now they do have to confirm, and PKL is still going to go for that challenge. Plus out one. Does he know James is on the stairs, though? Can't really expect it at this point. Drops down to 24 HP, and there we go. James will be able to clean that up, but still, that's the 6th round for LG.
Yeah, still losing a little bit of money. James actually salvaged that AK, so slight bit of upgraded weaponry. And going into this, I think it was a 4-round loss bonus, so they could force up into this around those 2 rifles they saved, and I would hope they do. Don't let LG get too much confidence. Try and throw something at the board and see what sticks, and actually, no. Just going to keep those 2 and play, I don't know if you want to call it reserved, but going for the long haul.
I think finally they might want to go for that AWP buy, and so
True.
they're just going to keep their economy a little bit tight. Jamin misses that first dig shot, isn't able to connect, and it's going to yell. Out, and there's a second going on down. Finally, James does answer on back. He knows there's one more member there, but he's going to fall back. A little bit wary of that flank, so he's just going to go ahead and smoke off his pass there.
He's going to tuck himself behind Optimus. Meanwhile, LG waiting for any more aggression that may come out after that initial play. I'm surprised they actually got so much done with just those 2 pistols doing the initial damage and then getting picked off by that AK they salvaged from the previous round. And which also, I'm curious, Yell has a lot of money now, and they had players die the previous round. Why no AWP yet? It's so strong on this T side of long A.
Maybe they're just feeling confident in their out-frag ability at this point. Like, they have been winning these rounds. It's been pretty close.
And fairly so as well. But they are going to get a little bit more of map controls. They push into bathrooms, checking out all of their angles. And they have brought a second player over here to the A-bomb side and line up some smokes, and we'll see the connection come in soon. Actually, Shiz just connected on a head, taking James right out of the game. He's going to leave Frosty alone on the A-bomb side. Oh, they come piling in. Can't do more than a little bit of damage before he's put down. Top gun extending, or falling down yet again. But here it is. Here is the AWP. Finally picked up by Jam. We've seen him do work with this before. And on this map, it's great. Actually going for the double. James picking one up as well.
I mean, for the most part, Jamin's been doing a pretty good job at long.
Yep.
He's only actually really played that position twice where it paid off for him, but they felt safe enough at one point to just leave long completely open. Now they're not going to give these openings on over. It's going to be James that opens up with that kill onto Showtime now. That's the first op revealed. I think Jamin went for that shot, so they should have to confirm on the side of LG that it's a double up play coming out for them, and now Top Gun. They've already got the opening frag. They're going to play this a lot more cautiously now.
Dusty trying to bait someone out, like doing a little jiggle, open up the door. Not going to work out for him, though. It's going to get re-smoked. Count off some more time off of the clock. As LG just goes searching for information. Jamin takes a pot shot. Can't quite line up, though. So they have a little bit of info on their side. Bomb's finally picked up by LG. Went over towards the A-bomb site. Jamin misses another one. So he's trying to figure out the best position to be in right now. And is there a bit of a boost going on over there? I thought I saw the head of the X-ray, but I think we're fine so far. Shiz on the opposite side of that wall, really starting to run this down. Rotation not quite coming in yet, but Jamin doesn't need any backup as he gets that shot onto Yell. Spots out another one, gets the shot. Going so aggressive, but he's still alone. Finally, players coming to back him up, but too many are dropping. Maverick, it's all up to him, and as he rounds the corner, takes out Desty. The rotation came out so slow for Top Gun right there, but somehow they made it work. Just probably on the back of Jamin carrying that one with the 3K he got.
They're able to salvage it, so... Oh, no. Did they not?
They didn't.
Okay, so didn't salvage that second AWP. It's going to be in the hands of Maverick now. So already swapped hands 3 times now. But already Maverick pushing forward through connector. Didn't spot anyone out quite yet. And I like this play that Top Gun have been doing. They've been pretty aggressive over there by bathrooms and making sure that Luminosity aren't getting any free space. But James with the UMP, it's a monster with the triple kill. Getting that spray down. Goes for the 4th. A little overreaching, but it's okay. Yep. He's done his job. 3-for-1 trade. Not bad at the end of the day.
Not too shabby. You'll make a lot of money. They could be back on the double AWP setup possibly by next round. LG, 2v4, can't count them out yet. Over a minute to play with. And Yell and PKL, who have both been doing quite fine so far. Yell's going to tuck himself behind sandbags as PKL aggresses forward. Was going to get the bomb, but I believe that nade may have scared him off. Yell's going to be backed out of the corner by that Molotov. Got a little bit toasty there. Clock ticking down. going to be a smoke, I believe, so it could allow him to cross safely. Huckleberry and line up the shot as PKL jumps in through Monster, gets the frag. The health is so low, Yell is even lower now as Frosty ends him. That was a little bit of a jump scare for even me. PKL though, 1v3, 30 seconds left, bomb in hand. He has enough time to get over towards A, but just made some noise through Squeaky, and the player... Yep, up there with a misleading X-ray there, but Maverick on the lurk. Top Gun going to string 2 rounds together and start to get some momentum.
Man, once again, we're seeing that 3K coming out from James RL. I honestly, at that point, I didn't think he needed to go for the 4th, but hey, if you've got the possibility for the ace, why not? Like,
but and also, if you thought the player hadn't really backed out of that smoke yet, there's so many easy scenarios where you can just clean up on the damage you may have done. So, not too reckless. I still think he got greedy. Meanwhile, this round, Top Gun not being as aggressive for the peaks over there towards long quite yet.
Yeah, all back in the hands of Jammin there, who's been continually playing long. No one challenging quite yet. They're just going to go ahead and flash them on over before they go for the peak. He gets laid. Yell, unfortunately, not able to land that shot, and immediately Jammin backs off. Didn't really spot out much information. He was able to tag someone, and that's all he knows, and that there's an AWP there.
Only knows that one player, and I don't think that was really worth the risk for that second jump peek, because just that I think DreamHack, we saw Yell have an amazing headshot flick on this map, I believe, as well. But didn't get punished for it. A minute left on the clock for LG. And they are getting a fair bit of map control for free here. And there's a 3-stack from Top Gun on the B bomb side. Rotation is a bit far off, but I imagine they're going to pull some of those players closer as these come in. But Jammin's going to shut down the player on long. It's going to leave the other 4, or the 3, on the sides of restrooms. As one of the players, I believe that is Desty, heading back over towards the B side. Oh, Showtime, my bad.
Yeah, we've seen this situation before. Jammin has been able to hold down that A site pretty well over at long with that AWP. Been a real foundation for them, but have the volley coming out. LG Showtime, unfortunately, is going to fall. Got burned down by James, and now it's going to be a 3v4 situation. 15 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to run it onto the site here, get that plant, but Jammin once again finds another kill onto Desty there. Shiz was able to get the kill onto Maverick, but now it's going to be a 2v3 retake. HP pretty low on Shiz. He's only on 18 HP. Now, one man playing over at long, the other over by bathrooms. Frosty just clearing the angles for them as they try for this retake. Oh, did he see that A come out over the top? Huckle did and was able to get the kill onto Shiz. Now, PKL, he's got that AWP. Maulings it off and gets the kill onto Frosty, but there we go. Despite the trade, it's going to be Jammin that comes up on top, picks up the defuse kit, and we'll be able to commit onto this. So now, 7-5 is going to be our scoreline. LG still in the lead.
Yeah, I think that round could have been won a lot easier by Top Gun. With 15 seconds in, they are rushing to get the bomb down, and a couple players, I believe 2 had Molotovs, or at least flashbangs. If that Molotov was thrown at the base of the stairs leading up towards the crates, you could have warded them off, probably got the round for free at that point. Instead, they have to battle it out, they go for those aim duels, and actually lose 2 more players on top of that, so we are going to be back on the single AWP when they could have had a lot more firepower going into this round.
Yep. Now, once again, it's Jammin playing over at long. Might run into Yell, who hasn't been able to win that battle quite yet. He gets spotted out, and he's still not going to win that battle. Going down immediately for Jammin, but nice flash coming out. Will allow Desi to get the kill onto Maverick, and now they're pushing up through bathrooms. 3 members, the bomb's even there. But once again, Jammin has been a staple here over at the ace side and really holding it down on the side. Top Gun misses that shot. No, actually.
No, he hit that shot.
He hit it, yeah.
Answered back by Shiz, though. Huckleberry was fast on the rotate to try and help out his buddy. He's going to get 1 frag and put down for his trouble. Is going to be back on a 2v2. And actually, the bomb is backing up. Was looking a little hesitant because they still have plenty of time to go back towards B if they want to, as they've assumed that both the players of Top Gun have rotated over. Showtime. He's not going to wait any longer. He pops out, takes out Frosty. It's going to leave James, who has had some amazing shots. He's now in a 1v2. And strangely enough, the bomb carrier is going to smoke himself off. Yep, going to allow him to rotate back over towards B. I thought this would have happened a lot sooner in the round when they knew that second player was there. Could have got this kind of ground for free. So now we get to see if James reads this well.
Yeah, so James going to rotate his way back to bank, and so it's completely wrong read, but as the bomb goes down, he knows it's going to be on B, makes his way towards heaven here. It's 2v1 retake situation. He's got the kit, but LG playing this cautiously. They back off into water there.
James stuck behind this smoke. Luckily enough for him, no players within sight. And even with the kit, if he stuck this, I think they're close enough. He's just going to go for it. I like this. This is ballsy. It's going to be close, but Dusty, he's there in time. About a second and a half left. So about all he could do right there is nobody was positioned for any sort of exit frags. So LG going to pull it right back into their hands, extend their lead ever so slightly.
Yeah, try to tuck himself into that corner. Almost got it. Almost worked out for him. He had possibly a smoke. Could have been a different story there.
Or, you know, just up your DPI, just start spinning in circles and being hittable.
All right, so 8-5 our scoreline now. LG, 3 rounds in the lead. Top Gun just forced onto pistols here. We do have a Zeus in the hands of James, who's playing it over at connector. Real tight angle. Dusty might get caught out here, but Spidey senses just tingling just a little bit. We'll back off.
It's going to come out. It's going to give away his position, but he is going to have time to back himself into a different angle. I'd be surprised if Dusty actually goes for this. Does pop flash himself out to try and get some info, maybe spotted a peeking head, but for the time being, everyone else on LG is going to be crawling towards bathrooms. Currently have map control over party. No one's peeked out towards long yet, when that word. Strangely enough, Jammin is no longer playing. James going to get caught out by Dusty, who finally went down there. Top Gun's starting to look a little antsy.
Yep, unfortunately not able to play with that Zeus, but it's going to be all PKL so far. Picking up 2 kills for himself, and now LG, 50 seconds of work with him. Spot out 1 over by short. It's going to be Shiz that takes out Frosty, and now B-Site's all clear for them. It's all down to Viper with this deagle in a 5v1 situation. Not an enviable position to be in at this point. He will face off against Dusty, but Dusty immediately cleans that up. So we move into the final round here. 9-5 our scoreline. LG looking to close this out.
A fair amount of money in Top Gun's coffers, so we'll see what they can afford with this. Well, LG, full AKs on the board, full utility. Let's see if they can go into it.
Yeah, we've got that AWP once again in the hands of Jammin. It's going to go for that boost position, spot anyone out. But they've been pretty wary on the side of LG. They haven't been able to win those battles over at long yet. And so they're not setting anyone this time. It's Yell just taking control over by Party. Hasn't spotted anyone in bathrooms quite yet. And take a look at the positioning coming out of Maverick. He's pushing so far up, but he's not getting the information that he really wants because 2 members have already pushed their way through bathrooms. They're almost on the A site. A site's actually clear.
So interesting with Jammin holding up close. He's going to look like he's about to flash himself in through there, but now just uses it to escape and get back, where they've got this bomb site completely for free. They actually look a little bit confused about it themselves. Top Gun going to have a difficult retake for this bomb site. Oh, God, James caught with a nade in his hand. I think it's the 2nd time this match. Jammin, he's going to back himself off where he was going to become up close and personal. Shiz did hear him jump over there as well, so gave away his position. Now it's a 2v5, and my hope for Top Gun getting this round is dwindling right now. Frosty holding on the opposite side of the smoke. Shiz gets a free kill. Frosty's pushed out by a Molotov through the smoke, gets killed. A 2nd perfectly clean round from LG. Gonna end this half 10-5.
That was weird decision-making coming out from Top Gun there.
Yeah.
Pushing through long like that. I mean, Jammin hasn't lost that battle. So you don't need to push it aggressively.
Exactly.
And then it was like ships passing in the night, right? LG pushing through bathrooms, and I forget who was pushing out. It was Maverick, who had pushed his way all the way up to like playground, didn't spot out anything at all, and then it just gave them like this false sense of like security over at A site. That they just left it completely open. Just really odd.
Yeah, strange stuff. Might ask them about that during the break, but just one kind of misinformed read totally leads to kind of a pile driver by LG. But still, apart from those last 2 rounds, Top Gun's still getting plenty of frags, looking definitely lethal. And they might just have to show that off a little bit more here on their terrorist side, which is starting as we speak. Bit of utility bought up by James, armor on the other 4 players. They're going to be split up, kind of a default play, 1 down ladder room to connector, 1 over towards long. Other 3 are going to bide their time over towards the B side, where James is trying to make some noise, bait anyone over, spots out PKL, trading some frags, or trading some bullets there, as eventually get fragged by PKL. A little bit of an awkward shuffle there, but that's going to urge Top Gun on over towards that B side, where Shiz holding up close. Spots out a couple players, swings wide, gets the frag on the Maverick. Dusty gets one for himself, but Frosty answers it right back. Now it's 2v4. Huckleberry in a nice little fight with PKL. But PKL has the high ground. Dusty, he's going to get the final kill on that round, putting LG right back on top of things to start off the second half.
Yeah, so we got the two UMPs coming out in the hands of Yell and Showtime. It's going to be 3, actually, for them. Just build up this bank, just keep riding that economy for as long as they can. But we've seen some of these anti-eco rounds, not the cleanest coming out from either side.
Nope.
So we'll see if Top Gun can try and force some mistakes out of them. As already Yell playing aggressively, checking out Connector. We did have the nade coming out. Gemma just brought down 2 HP, 1 on armor, 1 on his actual HP there. So we have all 5 members of Top Gun. Looks like they might be going for it, this B take.
Interesting, using their opponent's smoke to their advantage, or so they would hope. But Shiz, he's going to pull off a nice 4K on the round, and then through the smoke, gets himself an ace.
That's the ace that James was looking for.
Yep, exactly. It was the same play, but just, you know, had the deagle instead of, I believe it was the USP or whatever that was.
So 12th round on the board for Luminosity.
It's going to be hard to come back from that one. I know it was just a slight force buy, but they're on pistols now. It's starting to slip away into the round, the 13th round for LG if they pull this one out. And after an ace, that's always demoralizing no matter how much you're losing by.
And take a look. Yell aggressively over here. Connector gets the kill onto James and Dusty there for that trade. It's going to be a 3-for-0 at this point. And now Lifeline starting to run out for Top Gun here.
Showtime on the lurk, flanks around. Frosty now insert in. Maybe they don't know his position. I think they thought they cleared everything, but no, they did not. But Shiz, Spidey senses maybe tingling over there as well. He does look back over that area. But no, Frosty's going to get away with his life and the bomb right now. You can see they're totally hunting, scouring the map right now. Like, we haven't spotted the bomb, haven't spotted the player. Where haven't we checked? And right now, he's going for the knives. Couldn't get it. Points for trying, though. Showtime's going to pick up another frag that round. And LG going to start to run away with this. Currently 13-5, but Top Gun finally going to pick up some rifles for the first time this half.
Yeah, but not the complete buy they wanted. They went for the UMPs just to get some more utility out for this round here. Once again, LG on their CT side have been playing so aggressively, continually pushing up to Connector over by Fountain now. Yell got flashed off, went for a shot, didn't quite connect, so immediately backs off, and it looks like Top Gun posturing for another B take.
Yeah, interesting. LG even spotting out those players over towards the A long. Put one back to B, and that's actually going to pay off as Shiz gets them back up here. Takes out 2 with Showtime right behind him. And damn it, he comes out running, takes out Showtime before he's put down by Shiz, who's going to pick up another frag currently on 4K. Can he get a second ace in like multiple rounds? Oh, so close. The player's right there for him too, but PKL not going to let it happen. LG one more round away.
Yeah, there's been no space given, as we do see that. Is Showtime over there? How is he? 18? Is he 19?
I'm not certain.
I remember when he first came over, he was like 17 years old.
That's right, because he couldn't play in one of the series. I remember that. Yeah. So
still really young, a lot of potential there.
Exactly.
Now, LG 14-5, our scoreline. 9 rounds in the lead, and once again giving Top Gun no space at all whatsoever. Dusty getting a little bit too aggressive there. Does get traded away, but already now Showtime coming in. That's going to be a triple kill for him before the round gets shut down by Yell there. Another clean round coming up from them.
Any momentum and confidence that Top Gun had at the beginning of this match looks to have dwindled out. Jammin was still looking strong, but on this terrorist side half, can't get himself into a position that looks comfortable for him. He does have the AWP back in his hands, though. Full AKs, full utility for Top Gun, so they've got to run this to overtime.
Tied. On the side of LG, Yell picking up that op for himself. He's actually going to be playing it over by Monster, it looks like. Oh no, he's over at Connector with it, but it's going to be Dusty once again pushing all the way up to Fountain, gets the kill onto James. Now, are they going to expect this position coming out from Showtime? Tags one, it's going to be Maverick going down, and now Top Gun just 2 frags away from getting knocked down to the lower bracket here.
One player left. He's going to get 1 consolation frag, but Luminosity is going to win that one 16-5. So I can say I was just a little bit off my prediction there, but someone has to root for the underdog.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there were plenty of opportunities for Top Gun to put a few more rounds on the board and possibly change the outcome of this game, but that one long play with that op and Jamin and Maverick pushing forward, I feel like that was just way too aggressive coming out from them, and then from there, LG just started running away with this map, with this match. They looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more aggressive. They were playing a lot more like Immortals did on Mirage.
Actually, very similarly, and I'd expect them to to carry this momentum on to the next round. Top Gun had some great kind of swings back and forth at the beginning of that, but just kind of let it fall through their hands. We can only hope they can do better into their next round, and we'll see who they're fighting after this next matchup. I believe would be Swole Patrol versus...
Yep.
I can't remember.
So remember, this is Group B. So Luminosity securing their spot in the upper bracket to face off against the other half there. But we're just going to go ahead and send it on over back to Blue. Guys, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. First off, congratulations are in order.
Nailed it.
With the clutch. You got the exact numbers. We didn't even have to go to the secondary rules there. You just got it right.
Yeah, I wasn't even worried, like, for a slight moment.
Can we nerf pistols, please? Can we nerf pistols? I'm tired of seeing these eco rounds go down the drain.
I mean, let's be honest.
I think we should train some teams to actually, like, I don't know, do smart stuff during anti-ecos or something.
Just head on down and help them out a little bit. So.
Yeah,
I mean, it was looking bad for both of you guys at first. It was like I was gonna spin the wheel for the first 4 or 5 rounds there. When we actually had it pretty close. We had those eco rounds kept going back and forth.
Honestly, like Luminosity won 16-5, but they were struggling for a good part of that. Honestly, it's just, I think. When you look at how they play out, first they're into ecos, then their first buy rounds and everything, given how much space they initially get as well to just do whatever they want, they don't do a whole lot of smart things with it. And it almost came to burn them a couple of times over there. And I think if the money goes into the controls of Top Gun, then all of a sudden we could see them actually winning out on the CT side, getting an 8-7 round, then having a bit of more cushion to play with on the T side once they get over to it. But I was not impressed by Luminosity. This was like Luminosity at Austin all over again.
Yeah, at the start the game was really close, and Luminosity looked like they're a little shaky. I don't know if it's like after that, after like the first 5-6 rounds, they started getting comfortable. Their timing was awesome. Their spacing was a lot better than it was earlier, and you could see between Top Gun and Luminosity, Top Gun was kind of almost all over the place, kind of trying to find something to do. Maybe they didn't have a game plan or something, or just overwhelm a Luminosity. But on that second half, you see Shiz, he probably got like 9 kills from people trying to hop through smokes.
Yeah.
And that, it's like, you can't do that really. Just wait it out, maybe.
It's not going to pan out well. But I think it's a good thing for Luminosity, though, that guys like Destiny and Shiz was actually playing to that point as well, because like the usual suspects, at least online, which has been Yell and PKL, they didn't do really a whole lot. Like Yell had the most interesting approach as to how to take long control I've ever seen as a T. Literally, like, no flashes, no smoke, no nade, kind of just like running out and hopping into angles that are usually covered by oppers. It's just like,
I think maybe they just showing them no respect, kind of a thing.
Yeah, maybe. But it's super strange that like it's true what you mentioned. They don't have a lot of like top level experience on that Top Gun side. Like it was what was it, 12 games in total from Premier or something?
11 or 12 games of Premier across a couple seasons.
I mean, still though, they know how to hold basic angles. I mean, you got to give it that. And they got punished for it heavily. Like Yell had pretty much no impact really for the better part of that game.
I was like noticing the game. Like I don't remember even seeing an op kill from Yell. Maybe one.
Yeah, I remember him peeking with an op once, and that was like at the CT side at the very end. It was like, that's pretty much it. That's all he really did. But again, that's to the credit of Top Gun. But it's a worrying sign. Like when you get further into the tournament, if Luminosity don't get better, I think they're gonna struggle with the fact that players are not necessarily playing too well offline.
Potential for an upset on one of the other teams to knock them out as well. They are going to have to be careful. They still need to win one more best of one to secure, more importantly, making sure they end up on the opposite side of the bracket to Immortals. That's going to be the really important thing coming out of this one. So they do want to make sure they remain consistent and not get upset in their next match coming up a little bit later on. But of course, we do have some replays to look out from that match. We'll get to take a peek into some of the highlights of the match, of course. Overall, though, like we said, decent performance to start us off from the guys on Top Gun just didn't really carry over into the late game. It seemed like Luminosity, I think someone else had mentioned it, weren't really giving them the proper respect at the start there, and we're playing very loosely, and that kind of got tightened up a little bit as we got into round like 7 or 8 around there.
Yeah, it definitely tightened up after a while, and I mean, Luminosity kind of approached the G side the same way, regardless of what kind of troubles they run into, especially because for the better part of it, they were actually given quite a lot of space, at least towards that restroom area. Yeah, they were contested towards long, but restroom they're allowed to set up for those standard like wall of smokes on site and that kind of stuff, and they're happy to do that. They can do that versus any team, etc. It's just, I don't know, their mid-round kind of decision making from individual players was very lackluster, honestly. They kind of bailed out. A lot of these situations like this is like a 2v3 where Destiny and Showtime just kind of swing it around for just because, you know, they have superior position at that time or something, but it's not necessarily something that Luminosity obviously like build their game plan around.
Yeah, I would like to see Top Gun maybe mix it up more. As you said, they were playing super passive and just let Luminosity roam around. You know, let them set up smokes, let them get control of long or bathrooms and stuff. And I mean, again, this is an established team with strats. Even though you know they're still a pretty good team, they will have smoke executes that they can fall back onto for people that play super passive. And so.
Yeah, and it's super hard to play. Like it's super hard to play defensive setups on overpass as well. Like just you need to have perfect crossfires, otherwise you're gonna get run over.
Or have a really good retake with flashes and
that's true.
And
I
placements.
highly doubt like a pug team is gonna have that. Like that doesn't. Most pro teams don't really have like that down to a T. So it's gonna be an issue for them. But yeah, no, it is what it is. Still gonna have one more shot at it, and Luminosity kind of. They move on as expected.
Overall, pretty tough map, and you definitely have to give the guys on Top Gun respect for actually even wanting to play it on a map like that.
Actually, like I think it's like if you ask Luminosity, if you ask Luminosity, they're probably like, that's our jam.
That's fine by us.
Like 2 maps I won't pick against teams from South America are Overpass and Cobble.
Yeah,
it seems like those are the go-to maps for them, and so like just ban them, get them away.
Well, we have to do one thing.
I know. I was just about to get to that.
We have to spin the wheel of fortune.
I think it's your turn. Do you want to spin it yourself, or?
You know what? I'm feeling pretty comfortable where I am right now. I'm gonna let Eric decide his own fate because, like, if it ends up something terrible, he only has himself to
We need
blame.
a real spins, by the way. We need a full spin. You can't just like you can just move it.
I'm feeling the weight of it. Feeling the weight. All right, you guys ready?
A solid 10 minutes.
There we go. Get some good spin on that one.
You want to break it? Come on, Blue eats a banana. Let's go.
Oh.
Blue eats a banana. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
And like, it's almost like it's scripted, but we have a banana.
Wow, what do you know? It's already here on the desk.
We have 2 bananas actually.
Well, one for now because you never know if it might land on it again.
I feel like there's a big chance.
We're just doing this now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
let's go. I mean, we have it here. Might as well eat the banana.
Might as well.
The wheel's word is law.
Now,
want to join?
I mean, no, you're gonna have one for later as well, so that's fine.
True, yeah. We did have a second little wheel.
We've got more games to go.
Let's see.
2 more games. Take your time. Okay, well, while he's eating, we can talk over him, so it's not too awkward for the viewers.
No, I mean, already he's pretty safe because Anders is not here. If you eat bananas around Anders, that's just like a death sentence.
I mean, he's just having a hard time opening.
I don't think the top part's like fully ripe on this banana,
right? Or I guess that's a berry actually. That's a fun fact right there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, banana's actually a berry. It's not a fruit. So there you have it.
Interesting.
I forgot why, because isn't there seeds in it, right? Is
something weird like that. And it's like strawberries are not actually like a berry. It's actually a rose. Like, there we go. Can we get a close? Can we get a close up?
Can we get a zoom in on his face, please? Because I want the full detail of.
Just look at the sheer enjoyment in his face from eating
loves
that banana.
Bananas. Look at the technique. Taking one bite, about 5 to 10 chews.
Over the course of the years, you learn how to properly devour a banana.
I mean, it's natural. It's human nature. For some people.
Yeah, it's just natural motion.
Natural motion for a lot of things, but you know what? you enjoy that. As the positive part of it, there's a lot of potassium in there.
No
helps
scurvy.
With the brain.
No scurvy.
No. Is there vitamin C?
I don't actually.
It's got a
I
bunch
thought
of vitamins.
potassium was.
No, that's vitamin C.
Potassium's for stamina, right?
No, it's mine. It's mental. It helps with the.
Yeah, it keeps you going.
Yeah, mentally. I guess you say mental stamina. Okay, yeah, that's good.
There we go. I think you just need to keep a focus on us rather than like noticing the fact that you're getting full screen.
You got to watch every technique. You got to watch every technique, every morsel, because you have to eat the whole banana.
That is true.
Am I just eating this whole banana?
And the longer you take, the longer before going commercial.
Don't worry about us, because we can fill this.
Yeah,
like,
we're filling the time here. I'm enjoying it. I'm sure the viewers are enjoying it too.
We're not even a little bit worried.
Hopefully, people can make some pictures on Twitter. Link Blue into it.
I feel like, okay, so if we end up in a situation where we go, like, let's say we go for the jackpot. This is like betting on green on roulette, right?
Yeah.
If we go, let's say, next game, we were banking on 16-6 victory for the same team, and we get it, I feel like Blue has to do 2 things.
2 things. That's
So it's like,
whoa.
maybe
What's
like
this wild card rule you're trying to throw in here?
we're making the rules as we go here. I feel like if we end up in a situation, maybe like we can see Blue eat a banana,
Big banana
while he takes a bite of a lemon. Like
that'd be pretty impressive.
things could get spicy.
And we're getting to the point where we got to take it out of its
natural habitat.
Just keep going. You gotta take bigger bites.
Yeah, like this is gonna take a while.
Take bigger bites.
Just go all in.
Let's go on. Just get it over with.
I'm a very petite
Let's
eater.
send it to the commercial. I'm sure the viewers are taking many screenshots already, so
we gotta make sure we get the whole thing out.
make sure you get the whole thing out.
There we go.
It's good.
There we go.
I like
Okay,
it.
yep. Confirmation.
Not leaving anything out there.
He's a trooper, guys. Blue's a trooper.
There we go. It's empty.
There you
I
go.
don't know if I can do this in one bite.
I mean, you
can
can
try.
There's only one way to find out.
You gotta try.
There's only one way to find out.
You gotta live life on
I
the
definitely
edge.
can't do it in one bite.
You don't ever want to put it in and then take it out like that. Just you want to go the whole way because it's
Whole
just
9 yards.
people have imaginations on the
The
internet.
worst part is I think people can hear me eating right now.
Probably.
I wouldn't
Like,
be
I can-
surprised at all.
I can hear the sounds in my ear, so I'm pretty sure people can hear me just chewing on this banana.
Oh, nice.
It's okay, I'm sure they could mess with the sound a little bit, keep out the sound.
But
and
this
get
is
the-
what people show up for.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
This is magic.
Just the memes is
Memes and bananas.
that's all people really care about at the end of the day.
CS matches. Yeah, I'm coming to watch the CS
Yeah.
match, but you know what? I want memes. I want full-on
true.
memes.
There you go.
Meme General Blue.
There we go. Nice, Blue. 1 challenge down. Way to
Plenty to
go.
Alright.
And do you want to send it off or?
You guys can go ahead.
Yeah, you got your
You
mouth
can take
full.
that for me.
We got a mouthful, so we'll be back with matches in a little bit. Stay tuned in, because next, who is it? Who's next
We
up?
got Swole Patrol.
Swole
Patrol.
Woo,
Yeah.
Freakazoid. Maybe he's been lifting a little bit. He looks like he's always lifting. He's wearing
Gotta be
tank
swole on
tops.
the patrol here at the
They're all.
Arena.
I think a lot of them lift on that team. Yaz is pretty.
Yeah,
he's
Yaz
pretty,
I mean,
he's pretty big
if
too.
they,
He's
if
pretty
they
big
didn't, then
too.
the name wouldn't really hold true now.
It's
wouldn't
true. You're right.
it? Get called out on that kind of stuff.
But the original one was with Mo, wasn't it? It wasn't Mo on the original Swole Patrol. But he's not swole anymore.
He's
Yeah.
bulking, man.
He's bulking.
Yeah, he's been a
Bulking
bulk for a
season,
while.
Last
but
5 years he's been
Didn't
bulking.
he take a photo of like some donuts the other day? It was like the dirty bulk or something like that.
He's living the hard life, you know?
Yeah.
Eating
Dirty bulk,
donuts
man.
and
It's a
bulking
real
up.
thing.
Whatever.
All right, folks. Well, the next match is coming up in just a few minutes. Be sure to stick with us, and we'll have more from the Esports Arena Santa Ana Showdown Championship in just a little bit.